Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today on Kennedy DIY, we'll be taking this circuit schematic, these components, and turning it into an awesome flashing LED police circuit. Let's get to work. For this build, we're going to need two 555 timers, three red 5mm LEDs, three blue 5mm LEDs, a 100 nanofarad capacitor, a 1 microfarad capacitor, the resistors you see on screen, a bunch of jumper wires, and maybe a few more, and one breadboard. I'm going to begin my circuit by placing my two 555 timers on my breadboard and giving some good space in between them so that I have plenty of room to work. When placing my IC chips, I need to take a look at a couple things. First off, you're going to see the small cutout on the side, left-hand side of your IC chip. I also want to make sure that my text itself is facing the right side up or is readable. It's easy for me to tell which pin is which. So when the text is upright, directly below that cutout is going to be pin 1, then 2, 3, 4. Right above 4 is going to be 5, and then right next to that will be 6, 7, and 8. Now I can begin to establish my connections. To begin, I'm going to take a jumper wire from the positive bus of my breadboard and attach it to pin 8 on my first IC chip. I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other side, connecting it to pin 8 of my IC chip. If you're enjoying the video so far, I would love if you consider subscribing and help me grow the channel. Thanks so much. Next step in my build will be to take a jumper wire and connect pins 4 and pin 8 on both IC chips so that positive power can flow between them both. The next step in my build will be to take a jumper wire and connect pin 2 and pin 6 on both of my IC chips as shown above. The really nice part about this circuit is it's super beginner friendly because as you can see through the remainder of this video, you'll see a lot of the things that you do to both sides of the circuit. So it's very easy. You do it one side, do it the other, makes life super easy as you can see right here. Moving on here, we're going to move to our 1 million ohm resistors. Those will be connected between pin 2 and pin 3 on both of my IC chips. Next, I'll be taking my 1 microfarad capacitor, connecting pin 1 and pin 2 with that capacitor. Now, one of the things you want to keep in mind is that the positive lead of that capacitor should be connected to pin 2, negative lead to pin 1. Doing the same exact thing with my 100 nanofarad capacitor for the other IC chip. Now grab one of your many jumper wires and connect pin 1 of your IC chip to the negative bus line of your breadboard. So if you look on my breadboard, that's that blue line. Each of those horizontal lines are connected together. So if you connect them at one point, it'll connect the entire way down the line. Now it's time for the little guys here, the 68 ohm resistors. You're going to connect one lead of that 68 ohm resistor to pin 3, and the other leads you're going to put into that middle of the breadboard that we said we wanted to keep so we had plenty of room to work, and you'll see why here in just a moment. Now I'm going to use my LEDs and connect those directly to the same line that my resistor is going to be in. Now make sure that the positive lead of your LED is going to be connected in that same vertical line. So I add my 3 LEDs to that same line, do the exact same thing with my blue LEDs on the other side. Now take another jumper wire and connect the negative line of LEDs and connect that to pin 3 of the opposite IC chip. So essentially that's how it's going to communicate between the two, turning them on and off. Again, negative lead of my LEDs to the opposite side, pin 3. So now it's time to test that circuit. Let's take one wire, put it in your positive bus, one wire, put it in your negative bus, and then you're going to take each lead of your power supply, the red lead to the positive, the black lead to the negative, and then you're going to set your power supply to 9 volts and turn it on and test it. and we have success. So you'll see it'll flash between the blue and red lights, making a nice police type pattern. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the email on screen or comment below, and consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much.